So here we are again with the Great White Buffalo. The drive shaft literally hadn't even been done by the time I went and picked it up today at Republic Diesel, but hung around about 10 minutes. He brought it out and was like, here, it's done, it's balanced. He installed 3 1350 series Spicer U-joints for me, and I like the workmanship so far. The welds look very good. Definitely one of the better welds that I've seen around here. Here's the weight tab, really balanced it. It's got a new carrier bearing on it. All 3 U-joints. We should be able to put this in and go. Costed about $230 for all 3 U-joints. The front driveline, all new tubing, welded on both ends, and then rebalanced as a set for the front and the rear section. So now on the Buffalo here, we've got to go under there, mount this front U-joint to the transmission, and then lift it up, see where it sits on those little spacers, because explanation there. The shaft on the end, the male portion of the coupling, it was about 8 inches long, and if it had been about 3 inches shorter, it would have been perfect. Could have just retubed this 3 inches longer than it was and called it a day. Had the carrier bearing back in the mount area that it was supposed to be, but given the situation, let's see if we can turn it around here. See, the blue portion up there was about 2 inches too long, so what we settled for was 2 inches longer of a tube length, and that firmly put the entire splined edge into the female portion, which is down here. I have one work light, so bear with me. To this right here, so the splined portion actually sits about smack in the center there. It gives it about 1 inch on each end for the bounce and jounce of the suspension, all that good stuff. So that was my best case scenario. So now I should have to, like I said, bolt this up to the transmission, see where it sits at back here, mark it, pop 2 holes, move the bolts forward a couple inches, and it should be all good to go. Like I said, I hate the fact I had to do it that way, but given the predicament I'm in, this truck has got to roll, and that was the best case scenario for under $300. Now, I know some people are going to ask me, well, what thickness of tubing did they use? Couldn't tell you. I mean, it's probably 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, something like that. I don't know. All I know is it's got, like I said, all new everything. It's from Republic Diesel, which is a extremely well-based company. I've heard good things about them and their work. Came with a warranty, so if it does screw up, I can take it back. But so as this driveline sits, I've got it right at $300 in it. Now, if you're just getting in on this, your U-joints have 2 of the little D-clip deals here that snap in like the half-ton trucks. The other 2 joints do not have that. What they do have is the little straps like the older Chevrolets and stuff like that use. And then they have these little monstrosities holding it in. Now, the problem with these is they tend to like to strip out on you at the worst time, so it's best to go ahead and just replace these every time you take them apart, just on the basis that the socket there, it's abrasive to them and it wears them out. As you can see in the threads there, it's just not it's dirty. It needs to be cleaned. So I'm going to grease these so I can put them in, and then you're going to need a T45 Torx head socket to remove these. Alright, so now we've got the front bolted in tight, but not finished up, ready to drive tight. Now we're back here at the Hillbilly Special. This is where the carrier bearing was supposed to be. It's right beside the fuel tank here. This is the factory mount is right here. They used 2 pieces of angle iron, as you can see right here, and then drilled 2 holes and basically scooted everything up to make whatever the driveline came out of fit. I'll post the measurements of what I had, but I came within a 1/2 inch of center of this bolt hole to like right here. So I'm thinking that I might be, I mean, it's not even that much. So I'm thinking I could slide my, there we go. Thinking I can slide my driveline carrier bearing here backwards about 1/4 inch or so. And it kind of sort of fit onto there so I can get rid of these. If I'd have known what I knew now about the fitment and stuff, I'd have pulled this on out. But what I was afraid of was what I said earlier, was that this spline piece would get rammed into the stopper at the end of the back drive shaft, the rear section of it at least, and you know, bad things happen. So worst case scenario, I may even just weld it on there, and then whenever it comes down to it, if I got to replace it again, just grind a couple welds and be done. I don't want to do that, but might have to be the way it's been done. But I'm going to try to utilize these studs here, bolts, whatever you want to call them, because these was originally rivets. You can see that by up here. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. The original rivets and stuff for that little mount and whatnot. So I'll keep you updated here. Alright, with the little spacers removed, it was a 7/8 nut and whatever size the bolts actually are. I had to run a wrench through this mount to fit because the fuel tank's right there. So here's where we're looking at for spacing. We're looking at, let me swap hands here. We're looking at literally not even a 1/2 inch. We're looking at we're looking at, I don't know, 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8. So enough so that we're going to attempt to peck the drive shaft carrier bearing backwards a little bit and make it all fit up. And if so, then it'll be completely drivable in just a few minutes.